Meltology is the study and exploration of melted structures that were damaged during an extreme heat event that apparently took place in our not-so-distant past. We're talking temperatures well above 6,000 degrees. The evidence is all around us. You just can't miss the melt. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Once you see the melted bricks, you won't fall for their lame-ass tricks. Geologist, you're fired. The word mountain has no standardized geological meaning, so there's that. Meltology 101. Boom, baby. Tardy glue buffet right here. A successful woman is a woman who can lay a firm foundation with the bricks that others have thrown at her. I don't have haters, I have fans in denial, baby. This is a jackwagon free zone. How many people were in the car when JFK was assassinated? Boom, baby.
One, two, three, four. I told you so. I told you. I told you so. I told you. Remember when I told you about 9/11? Remember when I told you about Building 7? Remember when I told you about the fluoride in the water? Yes, I did. Remember when I told you about the New World Order? Remember that? Remember when I told you about the chemtrails in the sky? Remember when I told you that NASA was full of lies? Remember when I told you about the ultra mind control? Well, I just want to say that I told you so, yeah. Remember when I told you about 432 hertz, that is, and what 440 can do to you? It hurts my ears. Remember when I told you about the vaccine agenda? Yes, I did. And that Michelle Obama is a transgender. Yes, he is. The dinosaur fraud, the climate change scam, and yes, Sandra Bullock is also a man. Remember when I told you that there ain't no globe? Well, I just want to say that I told you so. 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 Yeah. Remember when I told you about the TV flicker rate? And how it puts your brain in an alpha state? Remember when I told you about germ theory? Remember when I told you about gravity? Remember that? Remember when I told you about Paul McCartney? Remember when I told you about direct energy? Remember when I told you about Monsanto? Well, I just want to say that I told you so. 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 Yeah. Remember when I told you about the mainstream media? Your so-called celebrities and pedophilia. Remember that child trafficking and adrenochrome. Remember when I told you about the Georgia Guidestone? Remember when I told you about the false flag operations? Remember when I told you about 5G radiation? Remember that I told you that? Well, I just want to say that I told you so. 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 Yeah. But you didn't listen. I told you so. I told you so.
Oh, what is up, guys? Curtis, I got your email. And let me tell you, the hoodies look good on you. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the show. There's 26 people here. I have my wingman, my brother from another mother, SHEPU, with me tonight, of course. Couldn't do it without him. What's up, SHEPU? How you doing?
Hey, Jen. I'm doing okay. It's been a nice week of seeing family and loved ones that I don't usually see. So it's fun to be home now. So yes.
Yeah, I like the holidays when we would, the family would get together and stuff. And then it's like after that, it's like, okay, I'm good. Good for a little while now.
Yeah.
But last year is completely different than this year for me, because last year I had a whole house full of people. My mom, my son, his girlfriend. all kinds of stuff. So I'm really happy to have it just nice and quiet. Just, me and my husband and the cats. That's it. I'm all set. Curtis, I'm going to show your pictures on here. I hope you don't mind. I have the email up now.
Curtis loves your new light.
Oh, thank you. I like it. Yeah. So you can get these on the internet. It's called, what the heck is it called? Customized mirror picture or something like that. I'll get the link for it, because you can get whatever you want put on it. I've had Meltology 101 Boom Baby put on mine. I really like it. It's got a little remote. Does a bunch of different stuff. Can make it do other things like we're just gonna leave it on that for right now. Anyway, so you got to see some family, hang out with friends. What did you do for New Year's? Did you go to a friend's house and celebrate over there?
Yeah, on New Year's Eve, I went to my cousin's house, and the family of his wife and our side of the family just got into the house, and we were like 40 people. So that's really nice. Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, we had lots of fun. And
you always seem to have a lot of fun, and you're always doing stuff. You have a nice group of friends, it seems. I don't know these people because I'm not there, but I've seen your pictures and stuff, and you seem like you have a really nice, well-rounded group of friends and stuff. Do your friends know anything about your channel, or what you talk about, what you research, or you're just no?
No. They know that I do.
Contain yourself. I would not be able to contain myself.
But I don't really speak really when I'm with other people. I just like to listen, and if people have questions, and I will answer for sure. But I'm not the guy that will go and tell everything about me or what I do.
But like, what if the conversation came up something strange, like somebody just like maybe the Mandela effect even, or something like,
Yeah, I pointed out. Do you know, like sometimes I just, I like to use what somebody told me, that it was like the Socratic method, I like to make people think. So I asked, like, did you ever, like, last time they were talking about this, they saw the post about the movie Shazam, and did you like there was one with Shaquille O'Neal, but the other one, and then people just think and stuff like that. I like to more like make them think, that tell them what I think is,
Right.
But no, they don't really know. I don't think they listen to what I. But they're all my friends on Facebook, so they see it pass, so, But
Isn't that weird how your friends don't ever? I noticed that when I was posting first on Facebook, like back in 2009 and stuff. I post all this truth stuff, and nobody who was my friends or really family would ever comment or click on it or nothing. But it's always people you don't know. Like, I had to go outside, completely outside my circle of people in my life, and mostly through the internet. Like, somebody just said here that most of their friends are on the internet. And I agree, because I'm the same way pretty much. I have to stifle myself in conversations unless something comes up and I could plant a seed off of something that comes up. But and I was talking to Denise as well. Everybody's around their family, all of us truthers and stuff, where we have to engage in this semi-asleep kind of trivial conversation and stuff, where we're more apt talking about things that are like profound, you know what I mean? And to go and have to, I don't want to say lower yourself, but it's almost like nails on a chalkboard for me at this point, to listen to people have these conversations and just be so mindless and have no idea what's really going on, and all this repeat and regurgitate things that they hear on TV and stuff. And it's just like, how do you even be? I feel like an alien in these situations sometimes. Like, I'm so out of place. There's nothing I could really say. I just have to sit back and be quiet, because they don't want to hear this stuff. They want to live in the illusion, and I love them no matter what. Don't get me wrong, but usually I get the blank stare or the, veer off into some other conversation with somebody else, and I'm left sitting there like, not even finished my sentence. I can't stand that feeling. And I think it's extremely rude when people do that. So if anybody does that to people, you shouldn't do that. If somebody's talking to you, give them the respect of looking them in the face and listening to them. Make eye contact, have a good, strong handshake. These are things that speak to your character, I believe. And this is the way I raise my kids, my children, I should say. We shouldn't say kids because goats have kids, and we all know who the goat god is. So there's that. Don't call your kids kids. And Tarnation is actually Red Storm.
Yes.
You guys, I'm telling you, between your YouTube names and your real names, and I'm trying to keep it like when you order hoodies and stuff, and then you go change up your names and stuff, it gets really confusing on my end sometimes. But you guys do what you got to do. I figure it out.
Yeah. But on the subject, last year, I haven't seen my younger brother for like 5 years, and because he works like somewhere far from me. But last year he came by for Christmas, and he told me that he watches all my stuff and tell me, but he never comment and he never like or anything. But he knows about it. So
when he said that, did you ask him what he thought? Does he have an opinion on anything? Or
no, he said I get what what you say, what you talk about, and everything. I'm on board, man. He likes everything, and he knows about all this stuff. But he works for a big tech company.
Yeah, you gotta watch.
So
yeah, and, there's a lot of people out there that aren't as outspoken as we are, or there's the people who hear this stuff and they're like, well, whatever, how's this even affect my life? I don't got time for this, I'm too busy. And there's the other people like your friend who see it, get it, and internally they are digesting it and understand it, but outwardly they still present the exterior of like the sheeple, go along to get along, don't like waves, you got a good job, you got to do this and everything, but at the same time they get it. So there are a lot of people out there that are awake, and they're just kind of like closet truthers. I like to call them closet truthers. But for people like me, this is such a huge outlet for me, and I had so much information at the time when I started the YouTube stuff and really started speaking out and doing my car rants and everything. That was my only outlet to get it out, because I couldn't have these conversations with people. And it was really getting to the point where, it's just like little small conversations with people, or, that's it, or sometimes once in a while I would go full bore on somebody. Like if I was in a Dollar Tree and somebody behind me said something and I heard it, and I'll be like, oh, like I'm walking through the supermarket and I hear these two guys talking about space, and I'm like, yeah, space is fake. NASA's faking it all. Blah, 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 blah. Here's that. Yeah. I just yelled it down the aisle. I didn't even care. Yeah. Sometimes I just gotta let it out, I do feel like a square peg in a round world, and it doesn't mean it's round like a globe, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
No, the space thing, it's a big thing. Also, one of my friend really is into these things. He looks at all the launches and the satellites, and I always put the like hints of things that NASA did. This fuck ups and all those CGI stuff. Go look at this, or how did they communicate back then and now they can't? There's still stuff, and they just to think about it, but it takes them to realize everything. So
yeah. The people who say like, oh, well, how does this even affect my life? Oh, okay, the Earth's flat. So what? How does this affect my life? Are you fucking kidding me? You were all in the NASA, space, fucking light years and all this other crap, black holes, solar flares. And I just told you that, that's not the case. And it's actually this over here. And at this point in your life, you're going to be like, so what difference does this make? Are you fucking kidding me? Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah. No.
This is not a zip up Meltology hoodie. This is just a zipper hoodie. Called Spider. Someone's got a spider on it. Anyway, I don't know, but I like it. I don't know if they have zip-up hoodies there. I haven't seen any. They could have them somewhere, but, you know. And he doesn't do, like, I couldn't bring this in and have him put something on it for me. It has to be bought from his store. So there's that. And it's best prices in town as I can find, because like I said, oh, and also we're going to talk about SHEPU's has a merch store, and we're going to be bringing that up and talk about it since we're talking about merch. Also tagged in the comment section over here in the chat box is the PayPal and the Cash App, and you can go below this live stream into the description box and see the details on how you get a shirt or a hoodie. And before we get into SHEPU's merch store, I want to show you guys Curtis's hoodies he's got here. Hold on. I guess I'll make sure everything's set up. I'm actually having a hot flash. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm going to put my ceiling fan on. My ceiling fan. I turn red. I'm already getting red. That's what it is.
Welcome, Mark.
Yeah, they still don't want to talk about it. Every once in a while, you'll find somebody in a store that does know some stuff. Oh, and I'll stand there and have like a 2-hour conversation with them right in the middle of the aisle while people are going by, and I'll talk loud. I love talking loud. I'm not Italian, so there's that. I don't care who hears me. All right, so here we go. Let me get a screen share here. All righty, entire screen. I will not show your email, Curtis. It'll just be your picture.
Oh, mess up.
So this is the one. He got a white one, and he had me sign it, which was so cool. Nobody has ever asked me to sign a T-shirt or a hoodie. Usually they're all black anyway, but so there you can see I put, oh, shoot. I didn't mean to go like that. Oh, my God. This thing is so touchy. The TruthSeeker69 Boom Baby under it. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, nice.
I like it.
Nice.
And then there is this one. He got the black one, which looks awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. It's really good. Look at that smile. Beautiful smile, Curtis.
Yes, Curtis.
Representing. Oh, all right. I didn't mean to go to that. Let's stop screen sharing. Okay. So if anybody wants any information on that, it's pinned below. And SHEPU has just opened up a merch store online. And we're going to get into that and show everybody what you got going on there.
Yeah, sure. I was looking at the picture of Mr. Melt. Look at this icon. He's wearing the shirt with his CFM.
Oh, yeah. Let me see here. I'll go back over to my email and see if I got anything from Mess Up. That would be Doug. All right, you get ready to present. I'm going to search my email here.
Yeah, if you want me to show it, I will show it. I didn't want to show it, but I'm wearing one shirt that I ordered from there that I made.
Hold on, I'm gonna put you on big screen.
I tried two qualities. This one is like a lighter shirt.
I really like that.
And this design is melted building, ice cream melting.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Really nice. The print are really cool, and not like vinyl or anything. They're just into the shirts.
What's our real story is asking if you have any music available.
No, my music is free. If you, but I don't
do your free music, or you just play it like on break.
Yeah, and I have made this one for you, Jan.
Yeah, this one's cool too. I can't wait to get this. This is really sweet.
It's marine blue, dark blue. So
yeah, I like that.
I'll send it to you.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to put yours up here right now in the corner. So up in our little corner of the right-hand corner, I just put that same logo up. It's pretty much the same one, right?
Yeah, that's another one.
Oh, hold on, I got this one. Yeah, this one here too. All right.
So if you want, I can like show the
oh, okay. All right, let me put this on big screen so everybody can see it really good. And we're going to be dropping the links for this in the chat, guys, in case anybody wants to check it out, order up some shirts.
Yeah, just check it out. You know, I just put up these design. I don't do the printing or anything. They are a big company, so they do everything.
I like that. I like the black.
Okay, so these are like the designs that you can choose from that I uploaded right now.
So good. Oh, I like the volcano one.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, this one's pretty cool.
And make it make sense over there. That looks cool too. And
This
another one.
Yeah, I like this one too. Oh, sorry. So if you click on the, let's click on the make it make sense. And here you can see all the this type of shirts.
I love it.
And this is the Canadian dollars, so it might be less in US. But you can even like have bags, stickers, mugs.
Cool.
But even more, but I don't really. You can have like sweaters just like she has.
Oh, here's a zip up one right here. So can you click on the other make it make sense one that you had? It was that one. No, not that one. I mean, that one's cool too, don't get me wrong, but I wanted to see the other
the melting one?
Yes, right
this
there.
One?
Yeah, this looks cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that looks really cool. I like that.
And you can see there's even like big shirts like this.
And it's good quality stuff. You ordered those shirts. You like it, the quality and everything.
Yeah, I tried the classic T-shirt. This is the one I will send you. And I tried the active T-shirt. That's the one I'm wearing. It's more light, but it's less cottony. I think there's some lycra in it or something like that. So yeah, the quality is really good.
Everybody's liking it.
Yeah, you just go look. You don't have to buy anything because I found like for me the prices was a bit high.
Well, you're gonna have that on the internet because there's shipping as well and stuff.
Yes, the shipping was something else.
Yeah, and then when I first got my hoodie that I had made up on the internet, it was like Teesprings or something. Yeah, and it was like $50-some. It's like almost $60. Yeah, it's crazy.
But I ordered these two. They cost me $50 for two T-shirts.
Well, that's not too bad.
Yeah, you wanted to see this one?
These are really good. Really, really good. Maybe you can make one up. I'm just giving you an idea. You don't have to do this or anything, but you could have one that has like melted steps and have who's carving melted steps or something.
Yes.
That would be cool.
Yes, I thought about it, and I have this one that has melted steps, but on the pyramids. But yes, I wanted one also to what I say a lot is who's querying the building, like
right,
the machine. This one I made like a ice cream cone shape.
That's nice. I like that one. Yeah. The ones with the half dome over it too is cool. I like those.
Yes, this one. Yeah, these ones are more like for lighter shirts because on black it's too dark. But yeah, I tried to make one each week or something because I had these like from a long time in my computer. So.
Yeah, you made up these a few months back. I remember you doing these. There's just so much stuff, that you could do. And now that you have this set up and you can just keep adding to it. So that's great.
Yeah.
So he's going to drop the link in that site in the chat for you guys so you can check it out. And I'll have to start putting it in the description box below our live streams as well for your merch.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Trisha says, Trish. I always say Trisha. There used to be a Trisha in the chat, and there was Trish and Trisha. So anyway, just me. But Trisha says, these are awesome.
Oh, Curtis already put. Thanks, Kurt, because I couldn't. Even if I put the link, you won't be able to click on it. So.
Okay, good. Thanks, Curtis. Hold on, let me get it. There it is. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Funny Meltology quote from Jen, our top. Jen, you are great with words. Thanks, Patrick.
Yeah.
Usually, I just say whatever comes off the top of my head. Like, my new one is, I am blessed to be not stressed. Because I was so stressed this whole last year. I mean, stress. I knew stress can fuck you up and do some fucked up shit to your body and, your head and stuff and everything. But the level of stress that I dealt with over this whole year, I was exploding head syndrome. I had that. Look it up. It's a thing. Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah. No, this year was really crazy for a lot of people. So even you were saying our friends and stuff, we were always like getting together like each 2 weeks or something, because some have kids, some have children, and some have don't, and trying to. But this year, it was something. A lot of things happened. People just didn't want to hang out together with others, and friends got separated, and it's just crazy.
Well, this is what it is, SHEPU. I think it's definitely the separation of the wheat and the tares. Everybody, I didn't know that everybody doesn't know what that means, because somebody one day was like, "What the hell are you talking about? What does that even mean when you say that?" And I'm like, "It's from the Bible." And they're like, "Oh." But at this time, with the Revelations or whatever, Armageddon, and the times, whatever, there'll be a separation of the negative and the positive. It has to be that way, guys. It just has to be. And people come in and out of your life at different times for different reasons. But when you are vibrating at a higher frequency and you're allowing truth to flow into your life, and start applying these truths to your lives and changing your perception from a perception deception to a perception of truth of your world. A lot of people can't vibe to your vibe that aren't there. And you'll see this strife amongst people, or people will just ghost you. It's just like you just won't hear from them anymore. They don't call anymore. There's not even any reasons. I say, just be grateful. And always pray for those people, wish them well, whatever, whatever's going on at this time. It's not a time to be holding grudges and all that stuff like that. This is a time where you're being tested to forgiveness.
Yeah.
But don't forget, it's not like forgive, turn the other cheek, and then let them walk all over you again. People like that in your life, if they are not elevating you and bringing you up, they're going to be bringing you down. And this time we're our whole being, our soul being, our physical being, our vibration is rising. Every time we bite onto another nugget of truth, we get a higher vibrational frequency. It has to work that way. But a lot of people are really friend oriented. I have stepped away from the whole friend scene over the last 7 years, especially being vocal with all this truth stuff. Well, that's been for like 15 years, more than that even. Gosh. But I've never had like this whole big friend circle where I go out with my friends, I go to their house, there's a party, blah, blah, blah. That's my sister. Me, I'm just happy to be home, chilling, nice and quiet, whatever. But, like SHEPU, you're very social. You were always socializing with your friends and stuff, and keeping that balance of, the truth world over here and the friends and stuff over here. But at the same time, you had to keep a part of you closed off to them. So they never really know or knew SHEPU the way we know SHEPU. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I have been like that like all my life. So for me, I was really like alone for like 10, 15 years like you. And once I decided it's not a life like living alone. I wanted to go live like, in a shack in the woods and all by myself, because, I don't.
My son actually did that. But he lived in a tent in the woods for a few months.
Yeah. No, but I'd like a real...
You and my son are a lot alike. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's okay, Jen. It's all right. But I had like a real place in our family. We have like a land that was given and passed down for generation and generation, and nobody did nothing with it. So I wanted to go there, but I said, "Oh, I'm too young just to go there already." So I decided to change the way I lived, and to go into the world and see more people. That because I don't really like hanging out with people and seeing people and talking to people, but I try to get over my stuff, conquer, like, it's not a fear, but something that you don't like to do, like talking on screen and this stuff. I never thought I would do that, and it's not something I like to do, but I learned to love doing it, since the first time that I was on with you. I showed the show like 2 days ago, and I watched it and I said, "Oh wow, it was really different, the way I was thinking and speaking and acting on screen."
You've really come out of your shell. You have. And, I never really considered that you hadn't been on screen or done this before or anything, because I'm all like full board. Yeah, let's do a show. Get your computer set up. We'll do a show. And, I'm always bugging you and stuff. But you took to it like a duck to water. I think you're great at it. I know everybody enjoys your work, and putting a face to the pictures, the person behind all the pictures, folders and stuff, and posts and everything. People really enjoy that. And that's why I enjoy, being on camera and stuff. I could be behind the camera, no problem. But, I stand by what I'm talking about. And if I make a mistake, I correct it, because a mistake is only a mistake if it's left uncorrected. And, you're going to take hits no matter what. You can't please everybody all the time. Everybody's not always going to agree with everything you say. No. But at the same time, I've been at it a little longer than you, so I have a little bit thicker skin that way, and I can let it roll off a little bit easier. But sometimes, it's hard when you take, stuff that people used to say to me on my first channel when I very first started. I had a chipped tooth, guys, and I didn't have my cap on it. So just because I had a chipped tooth, I'm still on camera. I'm not here for a beauty show, okay? I'm here for the truth. That's all people would talk about in my comment section was my chipped tooth. And I'm like, did you people not hear a word I was saying? You missed all that truth, and you're focusing on my damn chipped tooth. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
All right. So, guys, we are going to get into a bunch of stuff that we have up. We have a bunch of tabs open, and SHEPU is going to lead off tonight with what he wants to show. And then I'll come in on the other side after a break. And, do you like the title of the show with special guests Red Brick and Janky Rock?
Yeah. It's pretty funny when I read it. But yeah, they'll be on the show a little bit later. These. So yeah, I'll start with the stuff that I wanted to show on the previous show that I didn't. Do I need sound? Just in case. All right.
Don't step on me. Welcome. I'm glad you subscribed.
Oh, nice. Welcome. All right. So, what was it?
Thank you, Jamie.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday, Jenny. Her birthday's coming up on Tuesday. So are you what's your sign? I mean, it doesn't even really matter because it's all screwed up anyway. But I'm the 28th of January. I'm Aquarius. I don't know if I don't think you're Aquarius because you're too early in the month.
All right. So this was sent to me by my friend Odysee from Bulgaria. And another hidden mount. I think they hide this deliberately, Jen, now.
Mm-hmm.
It's so crazy because they found like this mound, and they start excavating it, and behold,
there's a building building in there.
There was a building in there, again and again.
Just like Herodium. They start poking around on this hill, and it's like, fuck, this is a building.
Yeah, and look.
Wow.
Started excavating. Well, it was done in section. This is the first section. Only the top part was out, and here you can see the remains of the bricks. They're here. If you, inside it's all red, but now it's white because of the.
Now, if a geologist was here, he would say that hill is man-made.
Yeah, exactly.
And the meltologist would be like, duh. Welcome to the party, pal.
Yes, that's it. And look, they dug in more and more. You see, this picture is like this tier here. You see there's two more. They're going.
Nice.
Here you can see the bricks left.
Fuck.
Yeah. And this one, you see, they tried to go inside it. I don't know what's inside. I've never seen any picture.
It's like that Indian temple that when they were excavating some sand and shit, all of a sudden there's this huge temple under the sand, and they went into that one opening. It was all brick inside.
Yeah.
Everything's red brick, guys. All of it. Just everywhere you go.
So I'll show you what it looked like. Look, this is what it looked like before
the little volcano.
Yeah, just like a little hill. You would thought it's just a mound, a dirt mound, leftovers from somewhere digging, but no, it was deliberately covered because who? I don't know how that happens, So this
now, where is this at? Do you know where it is?
It's in Bulgaria.
Bulgaria. Okay.
Where
all over the place, guys. They're all over in America. You know that. Italy's got fucking hills that are pyramid shaped everywhere.
So is this one or this one? Maybe this one. No, not this.
I guess the ancient mound builders of America migrated over to Bulgaria. Took a vacation over there. Mounding over
there. The more I look into this, all the thing about the Bulgarians looks like a lot of nations came from these people. It's crazy. And look, there was nothing. I don't know what they're saying right now because they're speaking Bulgarian, but as you can see, they just uncovered like the top first, and they uncover like bricks, and they say, oh, it's just a tower right in the middle of nowhere, but we know it's not a tower. Look, there were pillars.
Wow. What I don't get is how these supposed ancient people, right now, they don't have bulldozers, okay, supposedly in these ancient times. How the fuck did they move all this dirt?
Yeah.
All these earthenworks and stuff, and it's just nothing makes sense. You got to make it make sense.
But look, at one point it looked like this, so they repaired it.
Oh, okay.
You see what they do? Like if I don't want to lose the spot, but you've seen from the pictures that I showed before that this wall is now intact. It was all intact because they do that a lot.
Slap a plaque on it, give it some stupid narrative, some jackwagon narrative, and walk away from it.
Yeah, look at this pile of rubble that they just put there.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of dirt just to cover like this tower here, There's probably, it was a lot of other stuff that you see, those rubbles, probably part of another building or structure that was there. So, but all around it, you can see like remains.
I'm sure they'll say it has to do something with war and fortification.
Yes.
Or it'll be a temple or a tomb.
Yes, they talk about, I think it was who, the Macedonian or I don't remember the story of these people. They're the Ottomans.
Look at this. Wait. Let's go back a tiny bit. Look how octagonal it is. You see, did they make this octagonal outline, or is it was that there? It's coming up here, right here. See how this kind of goes around?
Oh yeah.
I was just curious about that. I don't know.
But I don't know. I don't know either how they
On
did.
the outer border, even
Okay.
on the far outer border, way out.
So maybe they hit something here. They hit something. That's why they did this thing. I don't know. Sometimes they do grids, but here looks like it's more random digging.
Very interesting. And there's so much stuff going on under our feet.
Yeah. So you see this. This is why they dug out. But there's probably a lot more under this ground, because this tower is,
nobody knows.
Yeah. This tower is
This reminds me of when they excavated the Easter Island Moai.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nice.
They never dug down.
Okay, go back a second, because we just had an appearance from Red Brick and Janky Rock here. Okay. Now, what do you think, guys? Do you think they laid this nice brick on the corner here and then went in here and just got all sloppy with Janky Rock and mortar? No, of course not. That makes no sense at all. What makes sense is that something transformed the bricks into this janky rock. What could do that? Well, definitely not water and cold and all that crap like that. So it had to have been heat. Logical deduction of reasoning here. Critical thinking and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
What's up, Melanie? Should bring the glue. I'm out.
Nice. Okay,
Kairos is in the house. What's up, Kairos?
Nice. That's nice. All right. So that was called Maltipi manhole. I don't know.
Maltipi Manol in Bulgaria.
Yeah. But it's pretty secluded, like not secluded, but if you try to search it, you won't find much.
Yeah, probably because it hasn't been on the radar. People just thought it was a hill. Yeah. There's no data on it whatsoever. Now they're going to have to make up a whole narrative, tie it to some ancient people, slap a plaque on it, get it engraved and all that stuff, have a big ceremony, put it into his storybooks, and move on.
So I don't know if Juan is in the chat. I don't think I've seen him.
Juan?
Yes.
No, I haven't seen Juan yet.
But Juan shared like this picture that he was on a cruise ship, and he took this picture on the wall there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really interesting because they had these old world ships with this sci-fi Star Wars one.
Yeah, like the laser beam shooting. Yeah.
So I looked up into this artist. Now this is the picture, Juan's picture.
Right.
So I looked up this artist, and
very interesting.
It's really interesting stuff because.
What do you think the odds are that this artist might know about the melt?
She always draws like buildings and mountains and some like melting things around it. You're gonna see. I'll go through like this thing. This is the older ones.
Look at this, guys.
And she does like these electrical like things. Yeah. You can see that this mountain, and oh, look here. There's like a door right in the mountain.
Somebody knows something.
Again, just electrical. These are this thing.
Look at that.
Yeah.
No, it was melted airships. I think it was ships in the water that were getting laser beamed by a futuristic ship of some sort in the air. Look at that. I think this person knows exactly what's going on here. Look at these depictions.
Yeah.
Wow.
City there. Again.
Structure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So see, guys, it's shooting at laser beam like dew weapons. We were talking about those.
Yeah. Oh, this is the same one. Okay.
Very interesting. I think this person may know about the melt, or they don't, and they don't even know they're painting the melt.
No.
That looks kind of like Polaris right there too.
Yes.
Yeah, like Polaris came down. You remember talking about Polaris coming down?
Yeah.
That's why they got their eye on Polaris. Because look, guys, if it is the way I surmised it might be and hypothesized in that one of my live streams I re-aired recently, the giant ships in the Great War, Polaris would have to come down and move out of its place. And if I knew that was going to happen, I would want to keep my eye on Polaris. It makes sense. It doesn't make sense that the Polaris is Lucifer's eye looking at us. What the hell is he looking at us for? We need to be looking at Polaris, because Polaris is going to tell you when the next pole shift or X factor, God's judgment, is going to happen.
Yeah.
Polaris pole shift. That's what I think. I think it's like a pole shift where the poles shift position. Maybe not even fully shift position, but if we have a south pole, which is a black sun on the interior upside down space of our realm, and we have Polaris, which is above at the dome, that's your equal opposites right there. And if they come down, one's coming down and one's coming up from underneath, but they don't fully clash into each other, if you will. Maybe they come to a point where they're coming down and one's coming up, and they get to a critical point, my critical mass junction or whatever, where then there's an electrical discharge shared between the two. This could be the heat from below that we're talking about that fried the grid system. These are all theories. I can't prove it, but that's my thoughts. And like I said, I would keep my eye on Polaris if I knew this stuff. And why else are they keeping their eye on Polaris?
Yeah.
I don't buy the whole, it's Lucifer. They were, I get the whole symbolism thing. But at the same time, they're going to put those symbolisms out as if we're getting some esoteric truth that we never knew before, still never actually knowing the truth that it's actually them keeping their eye on Polaris with their Lucifer telescope.
Yeah, exactly. So I can jump into my do you want to show bricks already? I have this again, which I don't remember which one I wanted to show, but you asked me one. Was it this one that you saw, like the post of it? And
yeah. This place is amazing because this has a lot of transition stuff going on. The post
I'm over it.
Look at that. Oh, go back to that last picture. Yeah, that one. Look at this. This reminds me of what you see on Mauna Loa. They call them collapsed lava tubes. But when you look around the edge of the lava tube and you're looking down into it like this, you see this type of pattern, this melted brick pattern.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and this place is such a crazy place. Look.
It's a melted mess.
Yes, it's just a melted mess. You can see like the red.
You see
dust.
Parts of the building popping through the melt here. Everywhere you look, kind of like that fortress in Israel, Adela, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, this is what this is reminding me of, except there's less pockets of survival on the outside here, but you could still make it out. Like I could still make out in this gray part here along the wall. It's like a grayish, right? No, a little bit below that, just one layer down from that, right all in there and up through. You can see the brick patterns. You can see that there's parts of building still there. There must have been a coating over this, you know, an exterior coating over the walls and stuff. It's just wow.
Yeah. Yeah, like this, you know.
Yeah.
They just didn't build like all of this structure on top, because what we see now, it's nothing, you know.
Oh wow, look at that.
Would have been much bigger, you know, this.
Right. The whole thing was the building.
Yes. The old thing, and even part of this here, and all of this, you know, some point. Or maybe this, you know, maybe this, all of this was here at one point, you know. It just slid down and.
Well, yeah, it could have, definitely. You got melt flow happening, you know, different things going on during the course of this X Factor event, in my opinion. And I think there was a beginning, a middle, and the end. And in the beginning, it was the fervent heat. In the middle, it was, you know, a transition between the fervent heat transitioning into the cooling down process. And then I think the water came after that, like kind of like a sprinkler system. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think, you know, that water either from these buildings or water from above had something to do with moving around a lot of the melt. There, hence your mud floods.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that, guys. Just look at it. Wow.
Because you can see that all of this, you know, they have like refurbished a lot, like just like this they're doing, you know.
And why does this one look so muffed up compared to other castles and fortifications? It's like what are they going to say? It's older. I mean, nobody's going to climb up this motherfucker with all these janky rocks and start building on this outcropping that's not even level.
No.
So, you know, what the hell did this? All this on weathering, you know. The only thing that they could do, and that they do, is say it's more ancient because it's more muffed up.
Yes.
It ain't no more ancient than other sites. I don't think Pompeii and Herculaneum are any more ancient than the streets of Philadelphia where Betsy Ross's house is from colonial times, with the brick streets and the little tiny, you know, brick sidewalks and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, look at this. You can see that there's no way that you would build right on this edge here, and even put these ones right there, you know.
And it doesn't even look like, because you can't see mortar anymore. So at this point, it just looks like they're stacked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just no. I mean, you can see a little mortar on that one corner up top.
Here?
Yeah, back there you can.
Yeah, they could have refurbished it. You know, we don't really know if it was original. But, you know, all of these ones have none. So maybe that's the only part they could reach, you know, from this way.
Could be.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because these remind me of corn. You know, when you cook corn and, you know, like say, not corn on the cob, but corn off the cob, and it starts to like get overcooked or dried out, and it gets that little weird corn kind of pop. Some of these remind me of that.
I don't know. I've never overcooked.
Like, you know, I don't know. Forget it. All I know is ain't nobody building this shit with this janky rock right here. Okay. It makes no sense at all. And why would you build up on this thing here that's not even level with your janky rock? God only knows what's going on under all this foliage here. Is probably way more structure popping out.
Oh, yeah.
You can LiDAR this whole area. Look at that, guys. Look, not only did they build with janky rock, but they made an arch with janky rock. Okay? That's next to impossible.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. There it is. Scroll down to the bottom of the screen. Look right there, right where your cursor is. All that is transitioning right into that. You can see it really good there. I don't know how people don't get what's going on here. I really don't.
No,
I know that people watch our stuff. I know they do. Look at that red brick right there. How could you not understand what's happening here, what we're actually looking at?
Yeah. Can see that this was probably a window or even a door. We don't know.
Right. Absolutely incredible. You can still make out brick through there. Yeah, what you just circled right there before you get to the tower.
Yeah.
You know, all that. You can still see the bricks and stuff. You know, it's always right there. Even when I think, you know, I sometimes I look at these mountains and think, oh my gosh, okay, could this really be a building? And then, you know, you start looking at it and examining it, and sure enough, it shows itself.
Yeah.
It's all about perception. Because for 45 years, I thought I was on a ball. And I thought I was pretty awake at 45. I mean, I'd already done 15 years of all kinds of research and all other topics, you know, and then it's like, you know, flat earth gets dropped in my lap and I'm like, holy shit, this changes everything.
Yeah. Yeah. No, all the pictures, they're not so obvious like this one, you know, because this one you can clearly see it was a building because you can still see like really clear brick lines and doors and doorways.
And clearly something destroyed this in such a manner that it worked out down on itself. I say melted because it looks like it's melted, and it does say fervent heat in the Bible. I mean, so there's that. It's clear evident that something extreme happened to this location to do this to this structure. And I think it's a very important thing to be aware of in this awakening process.
Yeah.
You know, you got Mandela effect, you got flat earth, you got, you know, all this other stuff coming out with like the hoaxes and stuff and everything like that. And, you know, the last couple of years, all that crap that we went through, we're in the time of revealing. It's no surprise to me that Meltology came out after flat earth, because at that point you have to understand that the earth is flat for me to even begin to explain to you what Meltology is. Okay? Because you'll have to explain geology and how that does not jive on a flat earth, and it's tied to the globe model. And if it's tied to the globe model and you know the globe model is a lie, well, that shit's out the window. So Meltology is next level truth. Okay? And it takes you beyond flat earth. Flat earth has to be understood in order to conversate about this topic. Because if not, then you have to get into that. And then, you know, you're talking to somebody who doesn't know anything.
Yeah. The only reason that
yes, I do the same thing, even though I know in my heart of hearts, but I'll be like, you know, and there it is, you know.
Yeah.
I'll watch somebody climb in the Swiss Alps or something, and sure enough, they're climbing over fucking melted brick.
Yeah, we search for evidence that this is not, but it's hard to find it, and we find like evidence that it is a building, and you know that's.
Well, I tell you what, it makes Meltology makes so many things in this world make sense. Especially places like Cappadocia, Turkey, places like this, all different types of places. You know, I can't even list them off. Look, just, you know, there's hundreds of thousands of places. This whole realm is melted to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And we had no idea how deep the lie goes. Once Flat Earth came out, I bet they probably weren't expecting too many people to be picking up on the melt, but it came out, and here we are, 4.5 years later, it's really blown up. I'd say almost total 5 years. I've been at it for like 3.5 years. And I know, you know, Jerry was at it for a while, Spartan Red, and I'm not sure how long they were covering it before I caught on to what Jerry was talking about. But he was still sub-photo back then, so that was like his first channel.
Yeah.
Look at this, guys.
Yeah, you can clearly see it was all red bricks because you see
little hints of brick everywhere.
Here, what's left of them.
And that is key to this, guys, because in the historical narrative, they want you to have the perception deception that people built it like this, using this janky, weird fucking rock that they make. I mean, what did they do? Take the rock and then make it like, you know, kind of roundish, kind of cornered, and each one and stick it up here.
No, they don't even say that they carve the rocks. They choose the rock that fits. If the one that they got is not fit, they choose another one until it's even worse.
They must have went over to the volcano that spits out the natural pile of red bricks that we showed a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So why are these bricks right here? Look, I can show here. But why these ones are the same color as the rock? Did they try to match the rock? No, no, never. You know,
right? Exactly.
It's the only place that not this. This is a repair job, but this you can see that it transferred to the bricks, and you can still see the red and all the white, same as this rock, because it is the same.
That's right. So heat expands things out, you know, you can see it when you're melting something in a pot or a pan or whatever. It expands out and then bubbles, you know, and then runs out away from itself. Like say if it's a stick of butter or a piece of chocolate or something or whatever. And we're seeing that same effect throughout these structures and everything. Now, flat Earth, for me, was very interesting for about 2 years. And then it was like, you know, I was getting on to other stuff and I hit Jerry's channel and everything. And, you know, my natural curiosities are, okay, well, yeah, they're fake in space. And this globe over here is clearly fake. But, you know, my mind goes to all the other things that are tied to this lie, you know, and that's the disturbing thing that I find about a lot of these bigger channels that are flat earthers and stuff like that, that don't really cover too much else besides flat Earth. I mean, yeah, it's fucking flat. You do your tests, you know, your laser tests and all that's great. But what about everything else that is tied to this globe? Yeah. Basically, everything that we think we know about our world is tied to the globe model. Yeah. There's, you know, the volcanology, geology, astrology, all these different things. The weather patterns, even how the circulation of the oceans work, the true shape and locations of these said continents, because they're lying about the maps and all this stuff.
Yes.
And you know, I just find it interesting that a lot of those other channels seem to be stuck, like they got their wheels spinning in flat Earth. They ain't going nowhere. Spinning ain't winning. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you know, for me, a big bone of contention was volcanoes, because, you know, I started to realize that Vesuvius isn't a volcano, you know, and then you come on that thing that we found with the concoction that they had since the 1700s to make their own Etna at will anytime they want it, which is extremely simple to make, this concoction. You know, these things need answers. And, you know, meltology brings forth those answers and gives us a better perspective of what we're looking at, what happened, and what may be around the corner for us in the near future. Yes. If it happened once, it can happen again.
Yeah. Where's the transition? This one, I was looking at it, you know. Mm-hmm. If you look at it, you cannot discern where the bricks end and where the rock starts, you know, because it's all the same here. Even the color matches, the shape. Even here, the bricks starting to turn like this.
You know what it would take to erect a wall that size on that janky base of rock that you showed right there, guys? Come on, make it make sense.
No.
And they're not even using like flat, perfect brick. They're using janky, weird rock that they're just finding laying around. Come on. Look at that. That is just so crazy looking.
Yeah. And all around you can see layers.
Yeah, these little walls popping out everywhere.
Yes. And on this side.
That's awesome. Guys, make sure if you have not hit the like button or melted it on your way in, make sure you melt that like button on your way out. I appreciate it. Got to get the likes up on this channel.
So yeah, you can clearly see on this side that it's a melted pattern. You know, look at this.
Hold on, I'm coming back over to the StreamYard. I just had to copy a link. Oh yeah.
You see?
Yep. So this thing is slumped over as well. You can see that it's slumped. It was most likely, I would say, level at some point, upright more. It seems to be slumped, sliding over, don't you think?
Could be like the perspective of the shot.
That's a crazy shot right there. Guys, I have a Rumble, and I want to put my Rumble in here so you guys can make sure you have me on Rumble.
Yeah. I discovered something on Rumble because I tried to upload some videos and discovered that if your video is more than 1 hour on Rumble, that the quality drops to really like 480p.
That's some bullshit right there. Okay. I also have a second YouTube channel, guys, that I have not been promoting. Shame on me, but you never know what could happen. I want to make sure I'm going to put it in the description below after this channel. But continue on, SHEPU. I'll drop the link in the chat.
Yeah. No, the Rumble really drops the quality because they just want people to post like 20 minutes video or 30 minutes. It's going to be...
we don't roll like that. I can't do a 20, 30-minute video. I would have to be talking a mile a minute to get everything out and then fly through pictures.
Yeah.
I just need time. I need more time.
Either. So yeah, this place is really a good place to show people because the transition is just right in your face.
You know, I had something on Naples Underground. I have to look that up.
Oh yeah. But
Underground.
That just show like really good evidence of bricks. I go into my bricks folder.
Okay, guys, this is my backup channel that I just dropped. Make sure you guys are subbed and belled in case anything ever happens, and also the Rumble account as well. Just putting that out there. If anybody knows me for any length of time, you know YouTube likes to take me down. So one day I'm here, the next day I'm gone, but I always pop back up.
Nice. So your links work now. It's nice. Because if I put a link in the chat, it won't work, but yours worked this time. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's working.
So right now I'm showing like a picture of one of your places. It's a brick wall in Pompeii.
Okay, guys, Pompeii is where you want to go if you want to show people transition bricks. Okay, because that whole town from head to toe was a brick city, Pompeii, with whitewash coatings over the buildings to give it this really nice white, beautiful look. The columns were made of brick and everything. So to see this and see this type of rock here that they're going to convince you that it was built this way, when that is clearly not the case at all.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, these are just example of how these rocks are actually like bricks.
It almost looks like it's turquoise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching these people, turquoise hunters or something. I don't know. They were digging up turquoise and stuff, and I'm just like, man, this is just all melted building stuff they're digging up.
Yeah. No, they can be like any type of rocks or mineral or, you know, I don't know how it does it change, especially to get something. But there's a formula somewhere or a special heat or a special time that you need to expose to heat to have it a certain way. You know.
Exactly. If you understand heat differentials and the impact it has on these types of materials like brick, or what brick in America is made out of compared to brick that was made in Europe somewhere, and different things that might be in that clay and stuff, and you want to create something else, make one thing turn into another, like what you're seeing here, you have to understand heat differentials and how to apply that to create these different things, like when they're creating these fake diamonds and stuff.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, that's why there's a special like mineral that they called only that you can only find at certain places, but because that's the way they call them, they're probably the same type of a quartz or something else, but they just call it another name, just again to confuse and make. I don't know why they do that. But
Well, yeah, it's definitely to keep you confused and keep the careers, if you will, separated. Geologist over here, geologists and mineralogists or whatever they're called, and other types of studies. They compartmentalize everything.
yes, and also they want us to. They make a make believe of advancement, of technological or findings. Yeah, we found a new material. No, it's the same thing, but you just gave it another name.
They tell you that meteors fall from space, and if you can collect them, that they're like worth all this money and stuff, or moon rocks and stuff. None of that exists. So whatever anybody's hauling around in their pocket saying it's a piece of meteorite, is it?
Yeah. And this place is the most craziest place in Russia. I know you've seen it many times, but look at these bubble bricks.
Everything between these huge boulders is little tiny bricks.
Yes. So nobody really put that there, I don't know.
I mean, these things are marshmallowing out here. You could see how they morphed and swelled out with the heat. Now, if you had like a stick of butter, right, and you put it in a frying pan and you watch the bottom of the butter, it starts to get all weird and slippery, and then it like bubbles out and expands out away from itself. That's what's happening here.
Yeah. Sure, they could have come and put more mortar to refurbish, but at some point you can clearly see.
What I want to know is who's lifting up these huge boulders, putting these walls here, okay?
I know.
They're like, okay, wait a minute. Brick. Okay, hold on. Yo, Johnny, grab me that big boulder over there. I need it up here in this wall.
Yeah, just hold it. I need to put this piece here. Oh, okay.
That bent, melted brick right there. Yeah, look, you see that? Wow. This shit's nuts.
Yeah, this place. I don't know if I have. Yeah, I think I have. I have photo of this place, but I've put some good ones, or even like this. I don't know when.
I think this was the style back then, like clinker bricks.
Yeah, this was someone that tried to remake the style that they saw, probably, because you can see that these bricks are really like new ones.
Yeah, but these don't look as big as the other wall.
No.
What did they say happened here? How old is this? Do they have anything on this?
Oh yeah, I've searched the oldest depiction that they have. The oldest depiction, it's all bricks, Jen.
Yeah.
So, but they had a lot of wars, and they show a lot of ships and cannons going to this place, shooting cannons again. But
yeah. Tarnation says, men did the brick and yelled over to the giants to bring another big rock, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, look at this. Anybody with a sane mind, they can see that nobody built it like this. How can you think that they did it like this?
That's like Petra, they walk around there thinking, hey, yeah, they carved all this, but why are these melted? Why are the steps melted? And why are all the windows janky and weird? It's like.
And people that don't want to see what we're trying, they just say, they just used anything that they could put their hand on. Okay, so
Jenny, Jenny's old, our age, when she says it's fugly. I remember when people first started saying that, like back in the 80s.
So if they could make brick, they should have made it all of brick. Yeah. There's no need to put this one here. You see, like this.
I mean, that doesn't look sturdy and stable to me. That looks like it's just, I
Yeah.
mean,
But it's really stable because it's all fused together, you know. But by the look of it, you know, you think it's gonna fall down any time, but it never will.
right. But before it was fused together, right? Like, say they really did build it this way, you know,
Oh yeah.
you lay in your brick, because you have to have a firm foundation when you lay brick, guys. Okay. And if you're doing an arch, you have to have all kinds of other shit like braces and wood brackets to hold it, to frame it, to let it set and all. And the arch, it's a lot to make an arch. Look at it. Look up arch for masonry and stuff. So just to try to build something like this way, to stand the test of time, it does not seem logical to me. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
Why would you?
Yeah, Patrick, I showed your footage that you post on the group on one of the shows. Yeah, look at this mortar brick. I've put small rocks as mortar between here. It's just doesn't make sense at all.
You know, it was funny back, what was it, last
It's
year, or a little bit before last year, when they were talking about the clinker bricks. You know, it was, I forget who those were, Arwani or whatever, and that other guy, Wooden Nichols.
Oh yeah.
Tried to bust into Meltology, y'all, trying to debunk us, saying, oh, they're just clinker bricks.
Yeah, AWAR and yeah.
They really stuck their foot in it, because everybody saw right through their bullshit. And as you can see, we haven't heard from those people anymore, have we? No, because you can't deny the melt, guys. There's too many of us that see it, and there's too few of them, you know, to hold on to these subscribers, you know, and you just can't debunk this stuff.
Yeah.
Look at that. Wow.
I need to explain how to build this kind of wall, you know.
Okay, so look at this. See how it's all muffed up and melted in that one spot? That reminds me of what we showed at Teotihuacan. You know, one of those sites in South America, History Mysteries, where they're saying that it melted the wall right in that one location, and they showed it. It looked just like this. Hey, Ceiling Fan Man, are you late?
Yeah, just size comment. Yeah. Yeah, you can clearly see that. Like, this one has clearly still the shape of the brick, but looks like a rock.
Hold on, I gotta give him this.
I don't feel
Yep. Here's your butter, Jen.
You know, like these sites, the more messed up they are, they say they're more ancient, because they have no other narrative to stick on these sites. They would have to explain the melt and what's going on with this material if they did, you know. So like a site like this, right? This is Pompeii right here that you're showing, right?
Yes.
I can tell by the brick. Okay. They say Pompeii is ancient. It's not ancient, guys. But because of how it looks, you know, that's the only thing that they could actually say, because there's no way they built half their city out of perfect brick and the other half of it all janky, weird rock.
No.
They were only half smart. You know, I mean, what else? What is this?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Here, look, it's getting like a slate look, these ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing, guys. The brick will go, depending on where it's located, I feel, on the grid system, where the brick, what is in and around that structure as well, and how long it gets cooked okay. So you can have really, really extreme heat in a really, really short burst of time, or you can have really, really extreme heat in a longer length of time. This would constitute heat differentials, okay? So not only is the temperature different, or at the time of the temperature being on that particular location could be different as well. There's a lot of factors that play into this type of stuff taking place. Now, when we see things that are slate, I feel like that it cooked out in another type of way other than maybe more instantaneous. Or like, say if you're cooking a grilled cheese sandwich, it's the only thing I can think of. But you know, you could either cook that thing to where it's like a hard brick, or it could be like crispy and kind of melting out and stuff. You know, look at this. This is one of my favorite pics. This is Pompeii. This is a street going down. I feel, in my opinion, and if you look closely, this whole street was made of brick, just like the sidewalks were and just like the buildings were. The street is at the lowest level. The heat's coming up from the bottom. So the street got cooked out the most. Then the sidewalks, then the buildings. It was rising up. So in Pompeii, you see all kinds of different heat differentials happening. It's quite a study to educate yourself on this. It's a whole new field of study that we're trying to, you know, grasp, give a new language to, and be able to articulate it to people and show them, you know, another side to this whole historical narrative, geological narratives and stuff like that. Oh, that is beautiful, SHEPU.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about, these columns that you see in Pompeii.
Yeah.
This is, look at the top. I've never seen like the top how they are built.
I've never seen this either. I only see the side view of it, and I always just thought that the bricks were positioned a certain way, but they're actually made like a flower. That's really cool.
Yes, that's pretty cool. With the middle.
And the columns would have a white coating over them, so you would never even see the brick.
No. Let's see one here.
Yeah, that's a good picture. I've never seen that before.
And there was these types. Look at these type of I don't know if they were pipes at once, or I don't know what kind of bricks they are.
Wow.
But they would explain a lot when you see these type of stones, you know, with a casing, and the inside is like crystalline, like a geode or something like this.
What's Our Reality had a nice comment here. Electricity follows its own path. It would not heat a structure uniformly. Some parts would be superheated and others would be virtually untouched. Yeah. And you see that in Pompeii. You could see 3 walls of janky cooked out brick rock, and then another wall perfectly intact, or part of the wall perfectly intact, and less than an inch away, crazy janky rock. So they don't make that make sense in any kind of way. All they say is it's an ancient city. It was a Roman city, and Vesuvius muffed it all up. That's what you get from the historical narrative. Yeah. Now, see here with this electrical event, if you look between the arcs of the branching out, you have arms of it branching out different ways. But what's between the branches is perfectly intact wood. You see how we would have perfectly intact brick next to janky, weird cooked out brick?
Yep.
I do think it was electrical in nature. Bricks are supercapacitors. They store energy. It would make sense if this whole realm was made of red brick at a sub-superstructure of brick at the baseline of this thing. And from that, with the ley lines, the torus field, with that is creating, with the torus field going around us, creating the ley line patterns, you would build off of that grid system. And you would have to have knowledge of it. And we know that the supposed ancients had knowledge of the ley lines.
Yes.
Which, the globe model, you take that ball and squish it down to the circular flat plane, you will see the flower of life pattern in those ley lines. So even the ley line narrative that they give you for the globe is false.
Yes. And here you can see many different type of bricks changing into different colors, different shapes and different, but you know that they were all bricks.
Yep.
Because Leanne found the same thing. And you can see these ones turning to marble-like. You know, they're still having their shape in these ones. Yeah. But you can see that they're turning like this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I had a comment on one of our live streams recently where the person said that her husband works out around these old brick shacks and stuff from like supposed colonial times. And they were excavating down under it or around it. And she said, like, down at the basement level, it wasn't even brick. It was all granite. All 4 walls were granite. And I'm like thinking, well, that is brick. It's just melted into granite. Because I've seen the sidewalks of Pompeii where it's cooked out to the point where you only see little bricklets in it, in this whole mess of stuff. And you could tell that would be granite.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, here I'm showing the same place, like different places, but you can see that some of the buildings have these bubbling rocks, but not all. Some have like this, no really purpose why, and like this one.
Oh gosh, look at that.
They just added some stuff on top of it. This is another same place, but the brick, there's no brick in this one, because probably got really cooked way more.
Yeah, and you know what, guys? If you look at Teotihuacan, they tell you that the pyramids there, it looks like a circuit board. It's the pyramid of the sun and the moon and all those other little ones. They tell you that they're made of volcanic rock. And when you go back with new eyes and look at Teotihuacan and examine those pyramids, it's all just muffed up, cooked out brick.
Look at this. And you see this one, I've not been refurbished like the other ones.
Right.
Look.
Wow, this is insane looking.
Yeah.
Melted Inverted Realm said, great evidence, SHEPU.
Thanks, bro.
As always.
And this one, just again, the same, but just another section. You can see a right brick here. You can see that it's just piles of rock, but now they are crushed between it, because probably the heat just crushed it all. But you can still see bricks in between.
Yeah.
You know, if it was heated more, they would probably gone like these polygonal walls at one point.
Yeah, I could see that starting there. Yeah, you're right, SHEPU.
Yeah.
It would have squeezed out everything in between, right? And would have just, and that maybe even those little bricklets in between would dictate the pattern of the polygon. Because some of them, you know how they have different corners and stuff?
Yes. Yeah, this one probably would end up like a small. Yeah.
Yes, exactly, SHEPU. Because I always wondered about that. No, the earthquake-proof walls and all this stuff, and they just have no clue how these people built a curve in the wall and everything going around the other wall.
Exactly.
They'd rather have us running around scratching our heads saying, well, I don't know how they did it, but there it is. They must have had aliens help them. It must be the ancient aliens that helped them.
Yes.
And you're back in the fake space.
But look how they hide the old world. Look at this. How intricate this was. It probably was a door right here at one point, but not anymore. They just changed it.
See this whitewash that it has over it, this coating on the outside? All these buildings had this. Even the star forts that we see today, they all had these coatings on them, because you could still find it in a lot of the forts. It's melted away.
Yeah. Clearly send this one. It's all rocks now. This foundation.
Huh. My God, look at that. That's how you want to start your foundation off, with big boulders.
Yeah.
God, are you kidding me?
Yeah, look at this one. Look.
Make it make sense, SHEPU.
For me, what makes sense is they just started building the new ones just on top of it and hiding the real stuff. Because look at here, some of it starting to change into big rocks.
I'm here. I just had to step away for a minute. Yeah, Patrick, it didn't take me long to get it neither. I mean, I actually got all this stuff, flat earth, Mandela effect, this stuff. I took to it like a duck to water. Like there was no mulling it over for a few months. There was none of that. It was like, I just watched a couple of videos on flat earth and I was like, oh, okay, it's flat. And everything started making sense that way. And I'm just like, it make sense. Oh, Ceiling Fan, you missed the beginning of the show because you were tardy, but he does have a merch site. And one of the shirts on his merch site is Make It Make Sense. What is that there? Is that pipes?
Yes, these are like, it's not pipes. They are like shingles. Terracotta shingles for the top of a building, as you can see here.
So in other words, they're cooked earth shingles.
Yes, but you can see that the building is now rock. It's not even like, look, there's one brick left, but and the shingles are just fused together in the smelt.
The problem is that so many people who were interested in this topic, especially over the course of the last year and a half, are fans of these other channels, still partake in these other channels, live streams and chats and stuff, and conversations would take place and questions might even be asked. Well, hey, what do you think about this? I saw this. I think this is pretty compelling, blah, blah, blah. And only to find that the host of the show is, brick wall in your ass. And a few times of that happening, people get, either they're going to just agree with the host because they're so dedicated to that host and their opinion and they fall in line, or you will critically think and realize, I don't see how this person doesn't get it. They seem like they're pretty smart and intelligent and they get all this other stuff over here. How can they not see this? And then you got to make that make sense. And we know what kind of sense that makes.
Yeah, look, this is a half-cook brick. You can clearly see one piece here, one piece here, but all of this was part of a brick or more, 2, maybe 3 or more.
It's like we're walking up on a burnt house. Okay, like I'll give you an example. Somebody stole my car one time in Philly. It was about a year went by, and I got a phone call from the cops, and they're like, "You own a white Regal, whatever?" I'm like, "Yeah," and it was stolen and all this stuff. So, well, like we found it. And the people who took my car and joyrided around with it, they drove it behind an old factory, down into a ditch, and lit it on fire. The only way that I could identify my car was because of the back end of the car. A quarter of the panel of the back end of the car was still intact. The rest of the car was all muffed up and gone. You couldn't tell what kind of car it was. But they were able to get something off of it that they were able to trace it back to me and call me because they wanted me to get the car out of there from behind this factory. I'm like, I didn't fucking put it there. It's in like 3 inches of mud embedded down into the ground and all this stuff, and it's melted. And so anyway, so I could deduce from this melted car, that, from the structure of it and everything, that it was my car and all this stuff like that. You could deduce from a picture like this that it was all brick. If they're going to use some brick and a little brick here and there, then clearly all of it must have been brick.
Yep, exactly.
This is called deductive reasoning. And they use this in their scientific processes. You have to use deductive reasoning. Either like that, and it's just ancient, it's weathering and erosion, or something muffed this shit up. And if that's the case, you need the answer for that. And they don't want to take those steps forward because each question leads to another question. Yeah. And they're okay with, I guess, stopping at a certain point, which is, totally fine with me at this point because I don't need, any of those kind of, negative people around or anything, whatever. And another thing I find interesting, and I know I've mentioned this a few times, but how come people are always like, well, I don't know, the base of this wall here looks kind of like a tree stump. And, maybe they came and put brick on top of it. Yeah, that's what it is. It can't be melted brick with heat from below. No. It has to be something else. Anything else. Let it be water. Let it be ice. Let it be erosion. Let it be millions of years if you have to. But it cannot be heat from below melted brick. I mean, I've actually heard this on their shows and stuff. It's like, well, maybe water did that. Why is it all got to be melted? It's like, excuse me, we show proof of the melt, okay? So there's that. You got proof, right? We've shown it over all these live streams. Why is it that you could accept this is water damage? This has to be water damage.
Yeah, water is so selective of what damages.
No. I'll tell you why. Because it has to do with God's judgment.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Yeah. Glass spherules happening.
Well, our first clue was, I gotta play that, SHEPU. It's gonna echo though. You're gonna have to come off screen share. Come off screen share for just a second. Now listen to these jackwagons, okay? They're like, well, our first clue was these little glass spherules.
What we found is melted glass spherules. So this is our first clue that some high temperature event had happened. What we found is melted glass spherules. So this is our first clue that some high temperature event had happened.
Temperature sufficient to melt Earth, basically. Is that what you're saying? Hot enough to melt a car into a molten puddle of metal in the parking lot. Right.
Motherfucking titty sucking two-ball bitch.
Nice.
So I'm assuming this guy who's looking at his first clue of melted spherules, of glass spherules, is a geologist or an archaeologist. I'm not sure what he is. But he needs to get a clue on other shit.
Yeah, exactly. And enslaved by... Yeah, enslaved by no media said that they have like 91,500 dams. I found out that all these dams are to hide what's under the water.
Say this again? What are you talking about?
He said that in the U.S. there are 91,500 dams.
Oh, okay.
Kansas has 6,500 dams.
That's interesting.
And a lot of these dams are to flood some places and to destroy others. Because when they dry off, most of the time you find like hidden villages and structures like hidden under.
Yep.
Just like the story I showed like on Ceiling Fan Man last time, the Abu Simbel.
Right.
Then it's a story. I looked it up again, that story, and they wanted to move it because they wanted to construct the dam again and flood the valley. But I think they flood the valley, but it's really weird. I don't even know if it's a real story or not, because they have constructed the old stuff. Maybe it's all fake, but they just cut it from under the water and moved it up like 200-300 feet up. It's really weird story.
Yeah, that was crazy. And they built the whole back end of it. The whole that whole thing is man-made. It's a man-made mountain.
Yeah, with frame structures under the mortar, and I don't know what they used. Probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna play that thing with the geologist.
When geologist Danny Hillman Nadawanjana saw the pictures of the site, he immediately noticed that the hill of Gunung Padang absolutely did not fit into the picture of the rest of the site. Danny Nadawanjana intuitively saw at once what had remained hidden from all the other scientists until then. Gunung Padang was not just a collection of megaliths on a natural hill. The geologist immediately suspected that the entire mountain had been the construction of humans.
I'm not listening to you. You only believe in science.
Oh, baby, earring just fell out of my ear. Alrighty then.
The new one we never.
That doesn't make any fucking sense!
I like that one.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know if mainstream will ever pick it up. They've done stuff on the Mandela effect. They've done stuff on flat Earth, and they always, put their own spin on it, use their own people or people who we would never put forth to represent the topic. Like that jackwagon that was on that debate, that fake debate, that staged debate over on that Jackwagon's channel.
Yeah, exactly. And then these guys, if they ever ask something from you, they're up to something, because we never ask to do anything, except go outside and look for yourself for evidence. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, there's no debating it. Like, there's no debating that the Earth is flat. I wouldn't even waste my time with any of that. And what gets really accomplished from a debate? It's like a boxing match. You got a winner and a loser. That's all you're accomplishing. And that steers people into deception. And I'm not about playing those games. I want the truth. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And boy, did I get a lot of ugly truth this year. I'm just saying. But it's the truth nonetheless. And I'd rather have that than lies. I'd rather have the truth than some beautiful lie to cover the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
I try to say everything, I think, every time. Yeah.
All right. So we're going to take a little break. We're almost at 2 hours and I have some stuff to show.
Okay.
But we're going to take a little break, guys. Let me play a song here real quick. Or something. What am I going to play? Yeah. Something ain't right. So let me play this real quick.
Yourself. Check. Check. So you better run a check. So come on and check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Yeah. Come on, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check. Come on and check yourself before you make it yourself. So take it and check yourself before you wreck yourself. Motherfucker. Better run a check. So take it and check yourself before you wreck yourself. So take it and check yourself before you wreck yourself. Come on and check yourself before you make it wreck yourself. Cause bitches like you is bad for my health. Yeah. Chicky check. Yeah. Chicky check. Yeah, so take it and check yourself before you wreck yourself. So take it and check yourself before you wreck yourself. Come on and check yourself before you wreck yourself. So take it and check yourself before you wreck yourself. So take it and check yourself before you wreck yourself. Come on and check yourself before you wreck yourself. We mix old school tip. Yeah. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
Hey, everyone. Yeah.
All right. I'm coming. All righty. Phew. I let my cat in. He likes to play this game with me at the window. I'll open the window and it's freezing out, okay? And I can hear his jingles, his bells. He's coming, and then he'll sit there and he'll like look up at the wall at the window and try to do this thing with me. I love doing it, but it's too fucking cold out. It's scary. You know how to do that. I'm like, Bella, I don't have a fur coat on like you do.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got 57 people here. And I want you to drop your merch link again in the chat if you can. I know you already dropped it a couple of times, but just drop it again. And I want to make sure everybody's hitting that like button on the way in or on the way out. You got to melt that shit.
All right. Show my shirt.
Hold on. Let me show everybody.
So
there
nice.
we go.
I really like it.
I really like that one too.
Melting like ice cream. You know. I found it
Ice
fun.
cream and melting are going to be trigger words for people. A trigger warning. Oh boy. All right. So is there anything else you want to show before I get into my stuff?
No, Jen, you can go into your stuff. I had like thousands of pictures of bricks, you know.
Let me see what everybody's saying about this here.
Thanks, Curtis. My links don't work, so.
Oh, okay, there you go. All right, guys, I'm going to get into my screen share here. Let me see where I got my stuff set up. Oh, so here's my backup channel again. Please sub and bell the backup channel. You just never know what could happen over here on this channel. It could just be gone one day. I don't need any strikes to be gone. It has happened to me on other channels. I had no strikes and they took me down anyway. So, and let me get my Rumble over here again. One day I'll learn how to live stream on Rumble. I know it's a little complicated, but trans surgeries are grotesque beyond imagination. Yeah, I've looked at them. I've looked at the surgeries. I've looked at the post-op stuff, all kinds of things. It's just, it's self-mutilation.
Yeah.
And people are confused.
Yeah, I found that the best place you can like have an account and the video are good quality and stuff. It's Twitch, but you know, a lot of people go there just to watch people game. But there's a big section that is just talk shows, and I usually like when we do live, I put the Twitch link, you know, but I never had anyone listen to it. But
yeah, Twitch is like Rockfin. They do gaming over there and stuff like that. I don't think I have a Twitch account. So SHEPU, I got Glass Mountain. We're gonna look at the Glass Mountain. And I gotta show this Tataria Japan thing. Oh my god, it's so funny. Okay, I'm just seeing my tabs here where they're all at, so I don't skip over anything. Make sure I have him up twice. Okay, let me get into this screen share. I'm not putting any volume on because we don't need it. All right, so let's see, guys. This is my backup channel right here. If you're not sub. 65 subs, 3 videos in this live stream right now. So we're not going to talk about this just yet. Here's the Glass Mountain. I'll let SHEPU tell you about this here.
Well, I don't know much, but it looks like the same type of thing that there's this one in the Sahara.
Mm-hmm.
Same type of melted piece of mountain. I don't even know what it is.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, you can see that it was kind of a bricky.
Wow. I wish he would go a little slower.
Yeah, you can slow it down.
He's got the melted monster thing on his hat.
Yeah. I think he was just moving around, but he found that place.
Now I'm going too fast.
Yeah, you gotta go. Yeah, point. Yeah.
One extreme to the other. Let's just do this. Look at that, guys. Wow, that is nuts.
Yeah, it's all melted together, just crystals. It's probably quartz or.
Somebody needs to make that make sense. Whatever sense they're going to make of it, it's going to have millions of years attached to it. That's for sure.
Yeah. But you can see it was all different pieces. You know, it's not just one piece. It's just.
It almost like it looks slatey in a way.
Yeah,
you know?
this one looks like a brick almost.
Yeah, yeah. It's like maybe two heat differentials before or after the slate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying. It just has that slatey look. Like it could have if it cooked more, it would have been slate looking. Fascinating. Look at that. Wow.
Yeah.
That's cray-cray. All right, so we had that, and then we're going
so I
to...
think it's in Utah, Kitty Herb. So, you know, maybe you can find it. Is it in Utah? Does he say?
No, he doesn't say.
Oh, okay.
Well, the transcripts might say it. If I look at that. Oh, here it is.
No.
Doesn't say it. Okay. All right, so I don't know where this is, but it's crazy. So somebody was there. They saw it. They videoed it. I don't have boots on the ground. Oh, God, where's that Japan one? Okay, so I was checking out this channel, guys. It's Tataria Japan Live. And it was so funny to listen to these guys talking about Tataria or whatever, the buildings, right, in Japanese. And I'm like, I'm watching the show. I don't understand Japanese clearly, but I knew what they were saying. And I don't have the volume for this, but it was pretty cool to watch that. I just thought I'd bring that up. The other thing I wanted to show was this. So here we're on Peeking Through the Veil channel, this channel here, peeking through the veil and connecting the dots.
Yes.
Do you know this person's name?
Yes, it's Tobias.
Tobias.
Yeah,
okay.
On Facebook, Tobias Slack.
Okay, Tobias. This is a great channel. Dropped a link in the chat for this one. The pictures on here are incredible, and I'm just blown away. We're gonna look at some of this video he has here of chimneys, brick chimneys.
Yes, he was blown. He started posted a lot like last month, and he was seeing that his channel just has a lot of views and stuff, and I congratulate him because he posts like pictures of meltologists that he find on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he has like he mentioned to me, I post your collection from Petra, and I got like 2,000 views.
Wow.
You know? And you're good because YouTube are not like blocking you or anything right now, so
right,
use it the much as you can. So he does like a lot of posts.
Right. Well, all I can say about this brickwork is just incredible. Absolutely amazing, the brickwork that's going on here. It's mind-blowing. But if this would have melted down, see the way these angles are going here with this brick? If this would have melted down, switched down, it kind of looks like that glass mountain thing we were just looking at. You know, that pattern.
Oh, yeah.
Visualization there. That's what I was thinking. And look at the way it goes around here, around these circular. It's just crazy. All brick, guys. Old world chimneys. I mean, these things are just incredible. I mean, just look at it.
Yeah.
Just look at it. I mean, there's no words. Even in between here, it's just.
Yeah. These bricks.
I just don't know I just don't know.
No, I don't even know you do that.
Okay, look at this one, guys. Look at this. Now, they're going to build a brick house with a brick chimney. Let's go back a tiny bit. I thought I paused it. So, but here they just went all, rustic looking, I guess. Just started to use janky rock, and then they got back into the good brick. And then, up here, it's just twisted. I mean, why would you even do that? I mean, that's just unbelievable. But there it is.
Just like what LVK just said, each one is different. Even the most ordinary thing were made to look beautiful. So yeah.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying that to me, the old world did not have a class system like we do today.
Yeah.
I feel like it didn't have that. It's like everything and everyone was abundant. The abundance was for everybody.
Yeah.
That is just too much. It's amazing. I don't know the locations of any of these places, but this looks like stuff that you would see like in India on their buildings and stuff. I mean, I don't know if that's where it's at. This could be anywhere, but I'm saying the uniqueness of these patterns are like what you see in India.
I think it's like in the UK, Jen.
Wow. And first off, okay, they're way up here, okay? They're on the tops of these houses or whatever. Okay, that's just substantial. Just crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
It's just so unbelievably amazing. And the water towers. I don't know if he has any water tower videos, but you remember a long time ago we covered the water towers. They were very elaborate as well.
Yes.
Some of them looked like castles.
No, but they are called in French water castles.
Oh, are they really?
Yes.
I didn't even know that. All right, let's go back to this picture. Look at the very top here. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
And look at this pattern here. It's like a rounded shell kind of looking. I mean,
crazy.
Wow.
Crazy.
Oh, wow. The way it's beveled here going down and all, I mean, it's just like unbelievable. I've never seen these before, ever. I watched this video like last week, I think, and I was just like, what? I mean, look at this. It's like it's braided through here and stuff. That's some skill right there, okay? That's not your average masonry bricklaying work.
Thank you, Dalla. I think Dalla sent us some stuff.
Oh, thank you, Dalla. Wow. Now see here on this part here, this old what is this called? I forget the name of it, but Crystal has one of these. It's an old brick that has this kind of an ornate.
Yeah, kind of a molding, brick
molding. Kind of like, yeah. Wow. Look at that roof. Oh my God. Now look at this. I mean, just look at it there, guys. I mean, wow. That's crazy right there. There's all kinds of different level of heat damage all through here. It's just amazing. And this we see a lot. We see a lot of this cookie cutter mold over the brick. Especially you see this on cathedrals, like as if there was some kind of place where they were pumping out puzzle pieces of molds.
Yeah.
And it's nobody ever talks about who made these molds or the cathedrals and stuff. They'll show like etchings of people chiseling out rock out of some quarry or something, but these are precision cut molds and stuff. I mean,
no, they don't talk about these mold factories. I don't even know if they stamp these molds. These molds. That's what the reason why they don't talk about it, because they don't know anything about them.
Yeah, because somebody would have had to make the molds and then obviously ship them to the locations. You're talking about a time with horse and carts, buggies, whatever, not even buggies, but horse-drawn carts and stuff to deliver this stuff. Wow, look at that. Okay, it's almost even getting the slippage here, where it's getting almost a little wonky. If this would, they would call that cross bedding if it melted down more. If the slippage going sideways, see all this stuff here? That would be your cross bedding that you see in geology. Just look at this, guys. Wow. Wow. It's amazing. Now they try to say the narrative on this place was that somebody built it like I don't know, like a folly or something they call them.
Yeah.
But I don't really buy the narrative on this place. What do you think about this, SHEPU? You've covered this before, haven't you?
Yeah, I've seen. I think they call him like Gnome House or Ogre House. I don't remember the full name, but I've seen a lot in the UK again. And yeah, I don't really know. I didn't look at them really close. All made of these slates. Don't even know how it stays like this, But yeah, they say that they made them not so long ago, but they look really old and janky. Most of them are. Well, they are interesting for sure. Because even like in you had this, you wanted to talk about that place. They filmed the new Star Wars, the first one. At that place, Skellig.
Yes, in Scotland.
In Scotland, yeah. Something Skellig Martin.
Yes, it's on the tip of my tongue. I just want to pause. Hold your thought. Look at these chimneys, guys. Okay, they have the coating over the brick here, even. So you can see there's brick underneath right here. These are not in very good condition, but wow, just wow. Okay, SHEPU, I'm sorry. Skellig. Yeah. That place is in Scotland. Look at this. You still there, SHEPU?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Because you don't see me. Yes, I'm Skellig Michael. Yeah.
Skellig Michael. That's it. Yep. Wow. The school that I went to when I was in grade school was called Holy Innocents Catholic School. The church there is made of all these molds, this type of stuff. Yeah, you can see it all. Wow. Yeah, so the chimneys, man, they really, he did a good job with all these pictures. I haven't really seen anybody else's channel have this kind of stuff up.
This just tells me, why would you need like chimneys this high that nobody sees them, this intricate, if nobody is flying, So must be because there was a lot of people flying up there, probably.
Yeah, and the airships. Now look at that. Let's just pause it right here. Okay, guys, why would you need a huge column in the center of your town? Well, it's a turnaround. They drive down the street in their carts and their little trolleys and they go around it. And this way they can turn down this road. No. What you're looking at in the center of town here is a DJED column. A DJED column. We've covered this on my show many, many times. What DJEDs are. It's a Tesla tower. This would have been the equivalent to a Tesla tower in the old world, pumping out free energy to all this around it, and everything worked. Everything was lit up. Everything, whatever. No wires, all this ugly shit.
And a docking station for airship also.
That's very true as well. I don't think this is a water tower, but that's what their narrative is. But this is indicative of what you see at DJED column. You see these in cemeteries. You see these all over the place. They're in all ancient sites. You'll have this standing column, or it'll be an obelisk with tech on top.
Because most of them have like openings inside, yet you can go inside and go onto the top. Why would you need that if it's just a pillar,
Look, this is a water tower. Do you see the windows? That's a water tower. Chicago water tower survived the fire, 1871. I mean, take a good look at it here, guys. It looks like a church, first off. They're saying this is a water tower with windows. Make that make sense. Oh my gosh, just look at this thing. It looks like this is like the very top of it. It probably goes way down. I didn't mean to go on to the next video here, but it's just like, oh my gosh, I can't stop. I start watching this guy's stuff and I just get addicted to it. What's this one here?
Yes, the same one.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, there you go. This was the docking station for airships, exactly.
Yeah, look at that. They can go right there into that, go down. This one's pretty cool. I remember seeing this one a while back. All brick.
Yeah.
Very castle looking, you know, for the purpose that they say it's for. I mean, this is just, look at this bridge going across here. I mean, this was definitely something that you probably, you know, your airship pulled up, you got on this, you went across the bridge, came down.
Yeah, multiple uses, because now they say, oh, it's only a water tower. No, they use it for water, energy generator, landing place.
Yeah, well, we have airports. They had air stations. Clearly, this is what they would, you know, get off and get and up and load. Wow, just amazing. All right, let me skim through this. Look at this thing,
Johnny. Did you just arrived? Oh, Johnny.
This looks like those things in Italy, that those towers that they don't know what they're for. There's a bunch of them in a valley somewhere. Yeah, this is what this reminds me of.
Oh yeah, the star
towers. They're like, it looks like a star fort, but it's a tower.
Yeah. All right, Johnny.
I don't feel dirty.
On this one here, you can see all the bricks popping out here. It would have been nice and smooth and beautiful, just like this right here. But on coming up, you can see that the bricks are starting to pop out a little.
Yeah.
Look at this one. All muffed up brick. Oh. Yep. Look at that thing.
Right,
wow.
Wow.
That's crazy looking. There's one that I remember seeing. Maybe it's this one. No, there was one that I covered a while back. That one's really cool too. That's the other side of that one. I don't know if he has it in here or not. Look at this thing. Oh my gosh.
Can't hear you, SHEPU.
All I know is this thing here would need mortar all the way at the top. Okay? How are they getting this mortar and keeping it going all the way up here in their times?
Jen?
Yeah?
Okay. Just checking if you can hear me.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. Look at this thing, SHEPU. What the heck?
Wow. Yeah.
Crazy looking. There's one specific one I'm looking for to see if he has it in here, but I haven't seen it yet. That's crazy looking.
But there's something that I researched for these towers. More than 10 meters, you know, that the water flow is stopped. There's something with the 10 meters.
Oh, yeah. I remember hearing something about that. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it.
You can't go higher than that.
But right? you can, but the water won't go as high as 10 meters. They tested it. You can go on YouTube and look at all these tests that they did.
Wow, look at that thing.
The pressure after 10 meters, it doesn't get. I don't know why it does that.
Huh.
Yeah.
I do not know. It's interesting. Okay, let me see. What do I have over here? Oh, this was some AI generated stuff here. I was looking at some of this. It was like desert, scattered ruins and stuff. AI created it, but I thought, yeah, this looks like melted shit to me, because that's what I see, especially all through here and everything. And kind of like what would be mountains in the background are actually buildings as well. The AI is catching up, but not quick enough, in my opinion. I'm still looking for a program to make it look like, you know, the buildings are melting, but I'm having trouble finding something that'll do that.
Yeah, you have to input like 2 images, like an image of a building and then an image of a mountain, and they just meld it into together. That's how you need to do it. But if no one does it, the AI cannot do it, you know. So.
Right, yeah. Yeah, these sites are pretty cool to look at and stuff, and just imagine whatever. Let me see what I got here. Okay, so this guy here, oh man, he's showing this building in
okay, yeah, now I know who you were talking about.
I actually am gonna I'm gonna put the volume on for this one because he talks through it and it's pretty good. So we're gonna listen to this. I'm gonna represent again. I couldn't believe how big this building is, but we did say that these buildings are massive and they're interconnected. And this is like a city-sized block building. Like the whole block is the building, okay? And I'm not exaggerating. It's the truth. And he's got some very compelling questions for the time frame that they said that this was. And I'll drop the links to this guy's channel and everything. Kudos to him. He's doing a really good job. He's into the MELTology and he's articulating it really well. So I appreciate his work. Thank you so much. And here we go.
Downtown, and behind me is the city hall. This thing is massive. It's a square city block.
Can you hear that okay?
Yes.
Okay, it's a square city block. Here we go.
Let's take a look at this because I haven't yet. We're going to do it right now. Just walking down the street and seeing the size of this, I don't even know if the camera can capture what my eye sees. Standing here, it's that large, and it just goes up and up and up. Now, usually, you don't have a building of that width. But that building is not only wide, but the side of it is just as long, an entire block. They have this labeled on marble up there, courthouse, then the day, which has been debated in other videos, whether or not they've added an M at the start or just the entire plate itself. But just to see this, aside from anything else, the time that it's said that it was built and all that, it's just massive. I think this is by far the largest one that I've seen built like this, of massive stone, rock, or even if it was poured or created out of some sort of composite. It's massive. They're huge blocks.
This thing is no joke,
huge
guys.
block after huge block.
Today. And it's a whole city block.
Obviously a little bit smaller ones, but it's 345 feet high and 400 feet to the top of the flagstaff. And every piece interlaces with the piece next to it to make a perfect semicircle, because you'll see that the joints between are not really wider on the ends. Those are just cut perfectly. You can see as how those stones tape toward the upper part to be a perfect semicircle with a perfect width. The masonry work is beyond perfect. And of course, that base stone is about 3.5 feet high, probably 3 feet wide. That's got to weigh
That's right. Are you kidding me?
I mean, so many of the buildings here from old pictures don't exist any longer. They've been torn down. I don't think they would know how to tear this thing down barely. This is so massive and so much work. And of course, the sidewalks are poured right up to the stones, so lower levels and that type of thing you're not going to see right here. But when we come around on the side, you can see that it just continues on for an entire block. Walking down now to the next corner, you can see a little bit lower down here because this part was left exposed. And you can see the massive work that will go into laying those just massive stones. And to carve that many stones and haul them here just would seem impossible. They say that this was built from 1891 to 1895 in 4 years.
4 years.
Horse and buggy hauling probably 3,000, maybe 4,000 pounds.
On probably muddy roads too. I mean, in 4 years they busted this city block building out. Are you kidding me? In 18 whatever.
Yeah, the insides would have been even amazing, more amazing than the outside. You know, it's.
Yeah, when they say it was built in 4 years, that means the doors are open and it's ready to go. You know, not just built. It's ready.
Stones, and near the foundation up to an incredible 40,000 pounds per stone and over.
165 miles by horse and wagon. That would have to be 165 miles of perfect road. First off. Okay.
There would be rows of horses and carriage going on and off from this place, you know.
There'd be dead horse carcasses everywhere.
Yeah. No, that's why they had to be molded on.
Sounds impossible even today.
Go ahead, Shepu.
No, that's why they have to be molded on the spot right there. That this is how you do it. There's no other way. You cannot transport these
unless it was built in a time when they did have good transport stuff or whatever. You know.
Yeah.
It was the time that this building was built. Yeah. They had technology of some sort.
Yeah, I know. But even the simplest way to do it is just mold it on the spot. It's the easiest way to do it, and this is how it should be done, you know.
And you can see that below that grading, much like in Kansas City, it goes much lower. This is what was built at some point. This is what's built now. I mean, it's incomparable. You can't even compare. And this tower is just a small one. This is the other side in the front.
Yeah.
Here we go.
What's our realty says, Carol's go and smash one of these. I bet red brick. There is red brick under because my friend worked at in Ottawa. They had similar buildings with the same type of moldings exterior, they had to remove all this molding that covers the exterior, mark it with the number, and underneath all of these, it's all red bricks. The structure is red brick, and then they put this on the
That's right.
red brick
And
structure.
when these things, like say in Petra had exterior molds on it as well. When that shit melts off and it's coming down, sometimes there'll be a thin coating of it and you'll see the brick underneath, or sometimes the coating's already off and you can see the brick, and they call them sedimentary layers now. But I think everything had its coverings on it, you know?
Yes.
Just another side, and the tower is just huge. It's closed right now because it's a Sunday, which probably makes it better for getting some better video.
Yep, I'm gonna stop it.
This is how those batteries work, and every battery, because these all bricks building where the capacitor or a transistor or anything, but they need that covering to not let the energy go out, to keep it inside. Yeah, insulator.
Yeah,
And
this is why they had the coatings on the pyramids. They were covered because it's tech.
yes,
It's a functional building. It's not just a building that you go in and work on. Why would you even need a building this freaking big? It's the whole block. It's not just half the block, one side of the block. It's the whole block, this building, guys. Let that sink in for a minute, okay? And these are components that these are set up to be self-sustaining, self-illuminating buildings, components on the system. These buildings aren't even meant to be lived in. They convert them now to apartments and all this stuff like that, but it's just amazing.
With a lack of people around,
Gee, I wonder, with all the foot traffic, why didn't their steps look melted? Look pretty good to me. Just
yeah, I
saying.
know that their story of these melted steps doesn't add up.
Right.
and as we approach the next corner, you'll see these smaller windows have those perfectly cut stones above them, because the joints between the stones are not bigger at one end. It's perfectly cut stones. There's one, another. I mean, to me, these would really have to be constructed, these stones.
What's that?
Tarnation said something. She said that she saw a block crack. Yes, because these are molds, poured cast stones. That's why it's all the same, because it's all made of the same material. They casted with crushed powder of something, if they did build it. And you can see that it is a mold just right there because of the corner and the top rounded part.
Yeah.
The only way to do this, it's with the molding. You cannot carve this rounded part here and that straight edge.
Agreed.
Stones to be perfectly all done. It had to have been poured with some kind of a composite material that forms almost a perfect granite looking substance, because that would just be an incredible amount of work to cut those. Now here we are on the west side, and we can see how far this actually goes down. And that's just the part we can see. This is a fortress. This is a castle. By far the biggest one that I've seen.
Why would Minneapolis
In the
need
cities.
a city hall building this size in the 1800s, the late 1800s? and they needed to bust it out in 4 freaking years. I mean, this is bigger than the city hall in Philly, and that was the biggest for a long time. I mean, they have like 60-foot thick walls in that city hall in Philly.
Of America. But just look at the size of those
all brick. See the brick? It's all brick down here.
Yeah, these. Yeah.
Foundations. I'm going to go down there and let you see that up close because the camera really doesn't capture the size of those buildings. And this is a horse and buggy era. I say horse and buggy, horse and wagon.
We build a city block size building in the 1800s with horse and buggy, but we bust out crappy friggin' short season of Satan buildings that are blown away with one fucking hurricane or something.
Yeah.
It would never even be feasible in this economy to build something like this. We wouldn't even be able to afford it, you know?
No, we cannot even pay for destroying this one. That's why it's still there. It would have cost too much just to destroy this building.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hold stuff in wagons. At any rate, one of these stones in a wagon, if you could even get it in, doesn't really seem possible. Well, you can see what's down here. These stones, again, are about at least 3 foot high, 4 feet wide. And the entire building, even if it is red brick inside, these rocks on the outside are so huge that it would be an amazing feat just to cover up that. But
I mean, could you see them? All right, first off, you would have to have an architect that would design this building, whatever that architect is, okay? And you're like, oh, okay, how big you want your city hall building? I'll design it. Oh, we want it to be a whole city block.
Yeah.
I mean, are you kidding me? That's like fucking France busting out a city-size ironclad the minute electricity is fucking discovered.
Yeah. With thousands of rooms and nobody lives in that shit, you know? It's
it's a city hall. We're going to go there at 9 a.m., close the doors at 5 p.m. We're all going to go home, and this, you know, this thing just sits there. It's like post offices and stuff.
Yeah, just like the same thing, the same story with these post office, but this one's really big.
Look at these H blocks here. See how it looks like an H? It reminds me of Pua Punku.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just saying.
Hey, the idea is that they go much lower. But I'm going to go around to the other side. We're almost back to the front, just to show you how huge this building is.
Drake, I was going to pause it. Drake, there is a video that we showed. I forget if I showed it and sent it to you, SHEPU, or you had it, but it was the bricks from the 1800s compared to the bricks now when they were doing the pressure tests and stuff.
Yeah.
And the bricks back then they could hold way more pressure. They're much more stronger.
They don't build anything like this now. Again, now we're on the catty corner toward the building across the street. Let's take a look at that. That's what they're building now.
There's your temporary short season of Satan building. The other building that we're examining is a millennial reign building that's meant to last more than 1,000 years, stand the test of time itself. But this over here, this thing, this is temporary.
That building.
It's massive. I would definitely be curious to know how far down this goes. When me and CFM and Jeannie were walking around Seattle, we went into this one store that was being renovated, and we talked to the guy in there. And I asked him, I said, how far down does this go? And he said, I think he said 2 more stories down, or 2.5 stories down. It went. And also in Spartanburg, when I was exploring with Steve, and we went into one of these renovated old world buildings. They were using it for catering and I guess like receptions and stuff. And we were talking to the person in there, and I asked them how far down it went, and she had said that one had gone down another had 2 basements. 2 stories down. I was just like, what? You can tell it was mud flooded.
And here and right there, Jen, I can prove that all these stone were molded, because I was looking at it and I can see more than one that are looking pretty much like the same design of block. If it was carved or anything, you couldn't have the same design, but you can see that there's a couple of them that really look really alike.
Right, I got you. Well, yeah, they probably had some kind of molding system or whatever variations for these different ones here, because I could see kind of a repeating pattern on some of them.
Yeah.
And this,
I mean, you guys think about it. You see the cathedrals, you see the post offices and stuff like that, right? Like I said, these buildings are not meant to be lived in. Why are they spending so much time and energy with their little horse and buggies and their muddy roads building this? They're not. It's a false narrative that we've been spoon-fed all our lives.
is what was. And right here, tell me what you think about that. 1891 to 1895. Supposedly the city hall at that time.
Okay, Minneapolis, I think they have pretty harsh winters there, if I'm not mistaken, right? Okay, so you're saying in 4 years they busted this city block building out here, right? In 1891 to 1894 or 5, but 4 years, right? Okay, you got to factor in nighttime, and you also have to factor in bad weather, right? Wintertime, all this stuff. They still got it done in 4 years.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, how
it's crazy, right?
Yes.
Big of a record storage do you need for a population that really is not, it probably as large as the building. I also want you to see close up that right above the front doors are these areas that are just made perfectly in a little loop.
It's like, you know, with these narratives, they expect us to believe that they built this in 1891 in 4 years with the rudimentary shit that they had then. No, you know, power, all this stuff like that. And that they were going to these extremes to make these elaborate arches. I don't even know.
Yeah, then it doesn't make sense with the story that they gave us. That these busting these, because this is not only in one city; it's in all the cities. These big buildings, you know, all in the 1800s, all, and it's cannot do all this. The people were building stuff, you know, nobody doing like. You know, not while they're building stuff, you need a lot of people to keep like the gardens and the food, and it's too much.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And if you look here on the right side of the screen, you can see how it curves over and then goes into the arches, the 3 arches. Well, if you look closely where it curves over, between every larger block, there's a smaller molding block that actually runs through the curve itself. So it's angled and dipped right here. You see it?
Yes.
Just wow. And I think it's interesting that the moldings are actually made to kind of look melted. I mean, if you look at like these top ones here, right under the title, these ones right here all have a kind of look like they're kind of like melty looking. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Right next to cylinder construction of a thinner level, a wider level, a thinner level, a wider level, but that's circular.
Yeah.
And it's continually perfectly done. You notice the lines are right above each other going up.
No, it's precision work.
Continues.
Yeah.
No, I said it's precision work for sure.
Oh, yeah.
All the lines are just lined up like precisely.
And they didn't get, it's like they don't get anything wrong. Everything is perfect, like as if this is an everyday occurrence that they bust this shit out and they're experts, right? I mean, how is it that they had skilled people to even do this stuff?
Yeah. And it still looked the same today, 200 years later, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, exactly. And it's not weathered, it's not all muffed up. No, it's perfect. Just like as if day one.
Yeah.
And continues to the very top was a pointed.
No, so
almost.
Go ahead.
Alpha, he says that this is it's made with hammer and chisel. No, this one you've been had. Yes, they can do it, but not one rock will look alike if that's what they did. And I saw many times right now when Jen was pausing, I look at all the rocks and I saw really similar ones. If there are two that are really close to be alike, these are moldings. You cannot have two alike that you carved this way, because rock never break the same way.
And first off, the hammer and chisel thing does not make sense in their narrative for 4 fucking years. Okay, there's that. You're going to add in chiseling all this stuff to your 4 years. You better add another fucking 10 years onto that fucking narrative, in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's like a roof on those, but the circular construction on this entire building is everywhere. There's an entire cylinder construction all the way down.
And again, like, the communications weren't great back then. It's not like you could just call up wherever. What was that one place that we were looking at, SHEPU, where they said they got the ship from Japan or China or something? Oh, I forget what it was we were looking at. It was somewhere in Europe, I think, or somewhere. And then supposedly they got the material from like China or something. I'm like, well, who put that call in? You know?
Yeah.
You'd have to travel to China and go talk to the people and then travel back and hope that they bring it, and however many months or years that takes for shit to get to you. I mean, it's ridiculous.
With the incredible archwork, perfect archwork above each and every arch. If you can find a stonemason that can actually do that in this day and age, definitely post below, because every stonemason I've talked to, brick mason.
So if you're going with the chiseled effect, then you're going to have to say that they're actually full on stones and not molds. Okay. And then that goes back to the weight issue, which is your cart and buggy and your muddy fucking roads. So if you think it was chiseled, then you have to add in the weight of these boulders and rocks and stuff, whatever, right? That they've chiseled.
Yep.
And that ain't going to work on your cart. So the molding makes more sense to me, but even still, I don't think there were carts involved or anything like that. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to lay it all out, and make sense of it all, it's just all out there on the table. We're trying to piece it together.
Yeah, you can be a lot of these things. Like I showed, like some the video that LVK says. The video, the guy just put on the cement and just carved into the lines and put it like a rock, But in these cases, you can see that there's the joint are carves, In that case, you can clearly see that the joint is some kind of metal, lead, I think they put in these ones, because you can clearly see the the layering.
And in my opinion, if this was stuccoed, like what they're talking about, because I've seen that people get done on the front of their houses, and you have a brick house and you want to make it look like, a rock wall of some sort. They come in and stucco does not last the test of time. You might get a good, 20 years or so out of it, whatever like that, but it's not going to last like this stuff. I don't think it's like that stucco stuff. I think this is definitely a mold of some sort. We were just talking about the molds with the cathedrals.
Because, to have the same border of the window on all of these, no differences. It cannot be machined, because if you machine it, you're gonna make a mistake.
Exactly.
But with mold, they are all the same. If you look at one, you have the same one, and this is what we see when we look at these. All these windows, there's not one that is different.
It's Occam's razor, you gotta deductive reasoning here. There was something else going on.
Yeah,
does not match their narrative.
No, that's what we see.
I mean, this thing is a whole city block. Okay, in 1891. You're going to build a building this big in Minneapolis. Okay, it's a really cold winter. Who's heating this building? Where's the electricity? I mean, this is a massive building. It's a whole city block. The whole building is a city block.
No way. There you have it. Rivals anything worldwide. It's extremely old and known to be old. Horse and wagon, 1800s.
4 years, guys. They built this thing in 4 years. Plumbing, electricity, heating, all the goodies. I'm sure it has, just 4 years.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What do I
told
got
you they were my friend worked on a new dam that they do in the north, and it took them 2.5 years just to build the structure to be able to build the stuff. 2.5 years, and maybe another 2.5 years to carve into the mountain where they would put the cement molding in there. So right there, you got 5 years after maybe that you didn't build anything. You just build what you needed to build this stuff. It's crazy. And today we have machinery and cranes that can lift a lot of weight.
Yeah. So I was looking around for different things to see if there was any other AI stuff, melted building stuff and everything. And I found a few cool things, but not a whole lot. It's weird ones like this and stuff, which is kind of like what I have in my background right now.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's pretty cool looking. It does this kind of weird shit.
Yeah.
I love this AI stuff. But there was one that I wanted to show you guys. Let me see here. I don't know if I can find it or not. I'm going to be getting ready to get out of here soon, though. Infinite zoom. What's this one? Oh, this one was weird. Look at this. And these buildings clearly look like the buildings we were just looking at.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy, right? I love this kind of stuff.
Pretty scary.
I know it is a little scary looking, but it's like a steampunk kind of look to it.
Yeah, they look like old Bosch paintings.
What's this one? I don't even know. Let me see here. Oh, they're just drawings, I guess. Okay, what's this one? I get started on these and I can't stop. What is this? Does it move? Does it do anything? This looks like the old world, building upon building. Let's see here. What's it going to do? Huh. Pretty cool. Not a whole lot of different stuff. Here's some cathedral stuff here. That's what I do. I look at all this trippy stuff. But there's ones like it's like this one here. It's called Underwater Psychedelic Trance. But if you look at the background and watch these mountains here in the background, you can see them morphing. See here? It looks like a mountain, and then it's going to morph into a building. Watch. These are, well, now they went to trees, but you'll see that in a lot of these. Here's one here. You can kind of see the mountains are morphing in the background and stuff. I just love this kind of shit. There you can see it there too. They just transformed from mountains into buildings. See that? It's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, this one here is my favorite, guys, because it's got a cat in it. It's really cool. Hold on, let me see where the cat is. Is this one? Maybe it's this one. Yeah. I don't know. Hold on. I love this stuff. Let me see if I can go to these mountains that are morphing over here in the background, maybe. I think they're going to show it. Maybe not. Yeah. Cat. All right, hold on. Let me see here. Yeah, it should be right here. Where would it go? I can't see it. I don't know where it is. All right, enough of the psychedelic stuff. I'm going to get ready to get out of here. I showed all my tabs and stop screen share. There we go. And this is what I have playing in the background here. This is actually called Mountain City that I have playing. And if I take us off screen, well, I won't really like take us off screen, but if I just hit this here, you can see what it looks like. Oh no, I took it off the background. Shit. Okay, because I can't play it, but you can see. Let's do it. All right. So, SHEPU, thank you so much for helping me out with this tonight. I don't even know how long we've been on. I can't see my time on here. Let me see here.
2 hours and 51 minutes.
Oh, all right. Almost 3 hours. Yep. Mountain City. That's what it is. Cat in Space. Yep. That other one. That's crazy stuff. But I've been doing that. I've been looking through all these people's channels who do all this AI stuff, just looking for some kind of mountain/city buildings melting, mountains melting. And I don't know why nobody's really done it yet, but thank you. Awesome show. Thank you. I appreciate it. Great show. Messa, what's up?
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. SHEPU, do you have anything to say before we leave?
No, except for thanks for everyone to being here again, watching us, showing stuff,
Yeah, and there's no reason to argue about anything, one thing we can all agree on is that the lies, that we were told, these geological narratives are not what they're telling us. If you think something's a tree stump and I think it's a melted building, we can agree, we can find common ground and agree that the geological narrative is nothing but a lie. So we can get rid of that. I'm not into debating or fighting amongst each other. I just bring proof to the table. That's what SHEPU does. When we do these shows, we bring our proofs, compelling evidences that we have, use deductive reasoning, and boots on the ground stuff, everything. Basically what we're doing is we're busting the narratives. We're narrative busters. And I'm hoping that Freya and I can get together one day and do a narrative buster show. And is that Jinx?
Yeah, she's blinking her eyes.
I see her. Hold on. I'm going to put you on big screen. I see her. Look at that little eye. She's so cute. Oh, man. She's pretty quiet this show.
Yeah, she wasn't. So when we started talking before the show, she was just all over me.
She loves her daddy. Thank you, CFM. We had fun with you as well on your show. Yes. It was a lot of fun.
Yes.
And like I always say, guys, I always say, let it not be said that we stood by and did nothing. But what does that really mean? Because I don't usually say the whole thing in its entirety, which I really need to do. But The only thing that evil needs to prevail is for good men and women to stand by and do nothing. Let it not be said that we stood by and did nothing.
Yes, exactly.
I love you guys, and we are going to go out with a song. I know. It's been a long day, but we're going to do it. We're going to go out because I think we've been taking care of some business. All right, SHEPU, I love you. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Later, Jen.
All right, babe.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys.
You've got bricks. What bricks?
Can you hear me?